Alright, what's going on, guys? The official Cold War review is coming soon. I promise. I'm almost there. I'm currently like level 54. So I just want to try out everything in the game first before I give you guys an official review. You know, it just doesn't make much sense to try to rush it before I actually try everything. But before I give you guys that, some interesting stuff went down on Twitter late last night. You guys may or may not have seen it already, but I just want to talk about it because I think it's important, and I think it says a lot about the way that the developers look at us as a community. Honestly, like, it's pretty sad that they feel this way, but I mean, what can we do? So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. Scump tweeted out, how does Call of Duty not get released with a ranked playlist every year? I am just genuinely confused. It should be a staple, but it gets ignored. Interesting to think about. Pretty valid concern, right? He's just wondering why we can't ever get a ranked play playlist, right? So of course, Vonderhaar responds and he says, let me rewrite that for you. You can thank me later. I'm really looking thankful for all the hard-working men and women trying to give us a ranked playlist. So that tweet right there is the main thing that I want to talk about, but because of kind of what happened after, I know people are going to want me to address that part as well, because I kind of got involved a little bit because I just could not let that tweet go. Like, you're not just going to say that and not get called out for that one right there. So after that, they continued on a little bit further. Vaughn, you know I love you, first of all, and of course I'm grateful you guys pulled through at all during these times. It was more of a general thought to any game made. You always deliver, and I speak highly of your studio all the time. And then Vaughn says, my crew will deliver. We are on your side. Be good to us. And then finally, Scump ends it with, we know you will. I meant no ill intent towards you or your colleagues. In Vaughn we trust. So I'm going to just keep it honest here because this is literally what I just saw. You know, this is what happened. So Scump asked a valid question. Vonderhaar responded with some pretty like condescending, disrespectful ass, stupid remark that really made no sense that we will address in a minute. And then after that, Scump kind of just like got on his knees and sucked him off. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Vaughn. Didn't mean to insult you in any way. Please forgive me, Master Vaughn. I did not mean any disrespect with my very valid question about the game. How dare I ever question the great Treyarch? So, of course, I saw this interaction go down, and I tweeted out, Scump just throated Vonderhaar on the TL for all to see, because, honestly, that's what happened. Like, let's keep it real. And then he responded to me, he said, bro, huh? Vaughn is a friend of mine, and I wasn't trying to roast his game that was released. I was roasting how all of the studios collectively don't release games with a league play from day one. And then I replied, what are you saying? You asked a normal question. He replied with a disrespectful, stupid comment, and instead of calling him out on how dumb it was, you got on your knees and unzipped his pants. And then he said, you want to pay my fine? Ha 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 ha. And I said, the only two options are get fined or suck him off. You can't disagree respectfully. You're crying about a fine. I know what you make. You know what I mean? You could start up the stream and have the green wall pay off that fine within an hour. And an hour is probably being generous. Like, they could probably pay that shit off within 10 minutes. Let's be honest. So that was the rest of the interaction. I just wanted to include that because I know anyone that saw that on Twitter would question me about that part as well. I got no issue with Scump. I didn't like the way he responded because he's actually someone who has some influence. He has the power to kind of speak for us a little bit, and you know, when he got put in that position where he could stand up for the community, he did not, and I just didn't like the way he responded. If he cannot respond because he's gonna get fined or whatever, I get that, but at the same time, like I said, the only two options are not either A, respond disrespectfully, or B, get on your knees. Like, there's an in-between where you can disagree in a professional and respectful way and at least like stick up for yourself and stick up for the community instead of just bending over. So that was my only issue. I just didn't like the way he responded because he was in a position to actually like do some good for the community, and I just didn't like the way it was handled. But other than that, I really have no issue with the guy. I'm on his side. I don't like what Vonderhaar said. That's my issue. So now let's get into that, okay? Because that's the important thing here. So once again, let's revisit what he said real quick. Basically, Scump said, hey, you know, how come we don't have a league play on day one of the release for like the last 8 years, even though we've been asking for it every single year, and every year they never deliver, right? He was just wondering. And if you ask me, I didn't really find Scump's original tweet like disrespectful or anything. Like, he's simply asking a very valid question. It's not like he said, how come these useless idiots never make a ranked play? Like, where's ranked play at? You know what I mean? He didn't come at the situation like that. He just asked a question like, how come we don't get ranked play, right? That's a very valid question. However, I guess Vonderhaar got offended by that for whatever reason. I don't know. But he came in with some disrespectful shit, right? He said, you guys should just be thankful that we're even working on the game in the first place. Like, here, hold on, Scump. Let me rewrite your tweet for you because you're a little peasant and I'm Vonderhaar and I tell you what to say, all right, you little pussy? Like, that's like the type of energy he came in with, you know what I mean? I don't appreciate that energy that he came into the convo with. Like, that was real condescending, real disrespectful type energy that he came in there with. I just cannot have somebody talking to me like that. You know, that's my only issue. You're just not gonna do that, man. So the issue with what he's saying is, this is a video game that costs money. This isn't charity. They're not just giving us a game saying, here's a free game. You guys should just be thankful for whatever you get. We bought the game. They got paid money to make the game. We don't owe them anything. This is an exchange. This is a trade. We deserve what we paid for. So there's really no argument here for what he's saying to be an acceptable thing to say. Let me just put this into a different scenario so you can just see how insane this sounds, right? Let's take exactly what he's saying and let's apply it to a restaurant, okay? Let's say you go to a restaurant and you order a bacon cheeseburger and they finally bring you your food and you notice there's no bacon on your bacon cheeseburger. So you say, hey man, excuse me, there's no bacon on here. I ordered a bacon cheeseburger. And then the restaurant manager responds with, you should just be thankful that our cooks are back there working on your bacon to begin with. Like, do you see how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, could you imagine somebody saying that in real life? Like, that is just not gonna fly. But that is the mentality that the Call of Duty developers have towards us as a community. They think that apparently they are doing us a favor by making the game. Like, that's crazy to me. That actually like triggered me that he thinks that and that he had the audacity to say that. And I was like, you know what? If Scump's not gonna say something, I'm gonna say something, okay? Because somebody has to speak up because this is not okay. Like, this is unacceptable. We as a community cannot let that go unchecked. We cannot let some disrespectful, ignorant shit like that be said and nobody says anything about it. Like, you know what? I don't know what else to say. It really all adds up, right? Now that you think about it, if you ever wonder like the last like 8 CODs, why they've been incomplete, why they have such like shitty maps, why there's so many issues in the game, it's because in the minds of the developer, they're doing us a favor by even making the game to begin with. We should just be thankful that they took the time out of their day to make us a game that we could buy for $70. That makes sense, I guess. So anyways, I just want to share that with you guys because I really just couldn't believe it, man. It was just incredible, man. Just absolutely incredible. But like I said, I got no issue with Scump. I just didn't like the way he responded to that, and I don't think that he needed to respond in that way, and honestly, I expected better. So that's pretty much it for the video. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day, and peace out.